good. Yeah, I mean, I know like some people cannot hear, but again, like I'm actually giving you two URLs. If you guys actually looking into the email, you have two URLs. One is good audio, so I don't think that should be an issue. Okay. 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 Yeah. Good morning. So let's see. I know some people have done homework. Okay. Uh, okay. This is good. Okay. This is good. Only three guys. So somebody also have done development. That's good. This is good for you. What? We'll talk about this. Why it's important. We'll talk in tomorrow's class. Just make sure keep handy transcripts. Even certificates. I mean, not really required, but you want to be really sharp when you're portraying yourself to the interviewer, right? If an interviewer asks a question, okay, do you have certification? Yeah, what? I do have certification. Take a hard copy, just send it to your interviewer saying that, yeah, why don't you see this? Look at this. This is, what? I have this on my MBA, and it's from Microsoft, and I've been for the certificate. So that should be, what the interviewing is about, presenting yourself, how good you are, to sell yourself. So that's how this is useful. I mean, this is to start with. I mean, this is not just. This is not the end or something like that. This is something to start you for your career, right? For your career, for future career too. Okay, so this should be a starting point. If you are not, unless you're, really you have really experience, 5-10 years experience, that's fine. This should be, quicken your career, but this is, it can start, I mean this one. Okay, so let's. Any other homeworks that are pending? So I've seen only, I guess, only two guys who are writing this, 2 or 3. Okay, 3 people. 4. Okay, good. That's it. 4 people. Okay. So I mean, it's up to you. I mean, it's not like you have to write or something. You have to do it. It's all your interest, right? It's you're showing interest. It's for your good for you. And it's not going to help me anyway. Either way, because I'm not doing anything here. You're writing homework, so it's your interest, or so it's up to you. Okay, so today's class we'll talk about QTP. Okay, so far what we are doing manual. Okay, what's manual? You're just doing testing, just by looking at what you had this application, ready-made application, and you are just looking into it, clicking these buttons, entering these values. All is this called as manual testing. This is, you're not using any tool here. You're just using you're just looking into this application, clicking these buttons, using clicking these URLs, clicking all sorts of images, so on and so forth. So that's called manual testing. Okay, now it doesn't have to be a web application. It can be a client application, such as installing your system, and you're just using that to test and and reporting those defects in a test management tool, and all this stuff is called manual testing. So that's called manual testing. Okay, now we'll just have a quick look. Okay. Does anyone have any questions? Okay, if no one has, I'm just muting it. So if anyone wants, they can unmute and they can continue. Okay. So here we talk about. So this is QTP. Okay, Quick Test Professional. So this is a tool. Okay, this is a tool. You'll be using this tool to test an application. Okay, so far, how did we test tool? Just by looking at it, clicking those buttons, clicking those URLs, clicking those images, all sorts of things. But here, this is really not all about clicking. This is about writing scripts. Okay, not always you write scripts. We'll just start from how you do record and playback, then we go to writing scripts, because writing scripts is really a little bit of skilled work that you need to get familiar with it. So just see, we'll just look into it how this tool works. Okay, so now there's no more QTP, it's UFT, Unified Functional Testing. Although the tool has changed, tools, features and functionalities and changed, but those features remain same. Okay, might be hidden somewhere, it might be in different options, different menu bar or different places, but those features will be same, or they will be adding a new feature to that, instead of that one. Okay, so let's go pretty quick here. So what you do here in the QTP. Okay, here what you do is, the most important thing is you do record and playback. Record and playback, right? You record and playback. Okay, record once, play many. You can do many times. Okay, as many times you want. So that's a major thing here. Okay, what you do is record and playback. Okay, so that's what recording process. And then you enhance the test. What does it mean by enhancing? That means you manipulate some of those information what is there in the recording process. You recorded, right? Now you want to play back, but here you want to manipulate it because you want to enter someone else's data or something else, and what, you want to modify it, you want to edit it to make it better for your convenience, as per the requirement and all those things you enhance. So that's called enhancing a test script. Okay. And then you have debugging. Debugging in sense, you have this script and you want to run the script one by one. Okay, you have like 30 lines of 100 lines of code, and you want to run at once 5 lines code. Run by 5 lines, then see how the behavior is. Run another 5 lines, see the behavior. So that's called debugging. Okay, you want to see your bugging in application. So this, debugging and script, not an application. Script which you design to record in application. So this is more of a developer, QTP developer. Okay, so there's a QTP developer tool here. So you have a developer in testing. Okay, so this testing is automation testing, but to do this testing, you need this developing point of view. Now, if it is a big company, let's say it's a pretty big company and they have a lot of things there. So what they have is pretty, they will be having a lot of things. Now you have QTP developer, you have QTP tester. Okay, that will be, tester will be you. Developer who will be developing on the script. And there's also architect, QTP architect, they will be having the scripts, how to prepare scripts and what the script should contain. Okay, so that's a different world altogether. Okay, we don't want to know all this. This is different world. Okay, QTP architect, if it's really that, they might also have BA for this. Okay, how do you script designing and all these things. So really, we don't want all this. We are worried about testing, right? So QTP testing is our, main thing. So next, what you do is running the test. Once the script is ready, you run the test, and then if there is any defects, you report the defects. Okay, that's the major point here. So as a tester, we might not do all this recording. We just test it. Just click a button there, run button, and that's it. We do this. Now again, you need to fetch the script. That's a different story. You need to do all of these test cases. Get hold of the scripts. And put it in your drive or put in your network drive or pull other scripts in. Use this in QTP and then run it. Okay, so that backend work is, of course, is always there. Either you be a manual, you be a developer, you be a tester, you be whatever you want to be. This backend work will be there, okay, because you need to get scripts somewhere, pull the scripts, okay, all those things. But as a QTP tester, you'll be just running the script, okay, just running it, viewing it. If you find any issue, report the defect, okay, and there will be. So we'll go just one by one here, okay. And so you have this add-in manager. Why do we need this add-in? Okay, so here the thing is, okay, so QTP doesn't understand everything, right? QTP only knows a few of things, okay, but let's say the application is designed with a lot of other functionalities like Java, SAP, Oracle, all those things. For example, right, let's see here. Even if you want to take the simple website, just like this, and you want to go to tools. So if you see this, right, even this looks simple, but it might include, sometimes it might include HTML, it includes, of course, this is HTML, it might include this video, there is a Flash player, there is Ajax scripting, there is Java scripting, a lot of things are here. But QTP doesn't understand everything, right? So that's the reason you need this add-in. So what happens, right, if you put adding, right, so then it will be able to, QTP will be able to recognize it, otherwise you don't know. So that's the reason they have all these features appended to it. So this is third-party tool, third-party, you guys develop this application for QTP especially, and adding, put in adding. So if any check mark, okay, that means it will able to recognize that, the features or the functionalities, but by QTP. Otherwise, it won't. Okay, so that's the reason for adding. Okay, let's move to the next. You have three types of recording modes. Okay, there is normal recording, analog recording, and low-level recording. So what's so normal recording is, okay, it's normal recording whenever you're clicking this left buttons and all this, entering these values, all this comes in the normal recording. Okay, so you have this analog and low-level recording. Let's say you're worrying about this, the right clicks. Okay, you're always clicking left click, right? If it is a right click, let's say this right click. You have various options here, right? So sometimes these are displayed by the application itself. For example, if you see, if I click this right click here, there's different options here. But same thing, if I click here, the different options here. You see this? So sometimes these options are embedded in the right click options. So in that case, you want to use the analog recording or low level recording. Okay, so you want to use that one. So low level recording, again, you can have this just like if you are using special characters, special features that you want to use the tab functionality, how the tab works in an application. You are using this and you want to record all this, so you want to use low level recording. Okay, so otherwise we use always normal recording. Okay, and there are two types of modes. Once you record it, now you need to play back, right? Now you're running it. So how do you want it? Normal or fast? Now fast is really not good always. It's actually based on project, of course. It cannot be saying that it's good or bad, but it's really based on projects technically. Okay, normal is most of the time used. Okay, so that's the recording modes here. Okay. Okay, any questions so far? Okay, so let's go pretty quick on the interface here. Okay, so this is old interface. Of course, this interface is no more in UFT. Okay, but let's quickly check what are things. Okay, so this is title bar. We know this is title bar. Okay, this is a title bar, and you have this menu bar. So this is called menu bar. Okay, we know all these menus like file, edit, view. Those are menu bars. And this is a file toolbar. It's kind of shortcut. You want to use shortcut. These are all available in the menu bars too, in the sub options in the menu bar. But if you want to have this shortcut, then it is called file toolbar. And this is a debug toolbar. Okay, if you want to begin an application, you have these options. Where is the breakpoint, and how do you want to do this? All these features are here. And then this is a testing toolbar. Okay, where all the testing perspective options are here. Okay, and so this is action toolbar. So we'll talk about this action. What's the action and why do we use it? We'll just go through that. And this is testing pane. Okay, so this is test pane. Okay, test pane, and it consists of two options here. If you want to view as a keyword view, or if you want to use as an expert view. So in the keyword view, you have all this information here. Okay, but in the expert view, you don't have all this information. You have code, all this code, and let's say all this code is in the VB perspective, VB scripting. So if you know VB scripting, you can design your own code. No big deal. Okay, so this is keyword view. Okay, and then you have this data table. So data table is kind of Excel for QTP. Okay. And it's not Excel exactly. It's for internal QTP purpose. It's not exactly Microsoft Excel. It's so why why do we need this one? So that's that should be a very first question. So why do we need this one? We need this for parameterization. Okay, parameterization. So we'll talk about this. What is parameterization? You want to parameter. So since you want to record and playback, right? You want to reuse many times. Okay, for that reason, you want to put data, all your data and the available data in this sheet. So that's the reason you have this. Okay, and then this is active screenshots. What are the screenshots in the screen? This is automatic screenshots. Okay, that is taken by QTP. That is shown here. Okay, that's called active screen. Okay, so let's go one by one to the options here. And you know what? Let's talk about this file toolbar. So this is the new. If you want to open a new worksheet, you want to use this one, new. Then if you want to open an existing file which you have already done and you want to edit in that, so you use this open. And this floppy icon shows that is to save. Okay. And if you want, you can print up all these things. Okay, you can print it up. And you know what? Let's go to here pretty quick. And this is what quality center connection. Okay, so this is the quality center connection. Now, why do you need this? Okay, the first question you ask is why do we need this? So this, let's say there is a script. Okay, now you are a tester. You're not a developer. Now, as I told you, there might be automation developer, a QTP developer who is working on it for your scripts. Okay, now they will write some scripts, they will do their job, and what they will do, they'll upload all the scripts in the quality center or test management tool or whatever tool they are using. So this is quality center connection. So you can upload scripts in HPLM or quality center, and then you can pull out the scripts from here. So that's the reason you need this. Okay, does it make sense? It's normally one. Okay, there might be many ways of doing this. You might just not require this quality center. You might use network drive, dump that script from there, or dump that script or pull out script. You might use network drive. No big deal. But this is an option for a QTP to, if you want to pull out your script, you want to use this quality center connection and pull out the script. Okay. And then let's see this one. This is object repository. Okay. And then that's called object repository. Okay, so before going to that, okay, you know what, you need to know some more things here. Okay, so QTP only recognizes Okay. Well, QTP can only recognize this in an object based on properties and values. Okay, what is the property and what is the values? Okay, so again, what's an object? So can anyone say what's an object? So I'm talking about this software. In the software, what's an object? Can anyone say what's an object? So in a software terminology, what's exactly an object? Let's say even if I want to take this application, can anyone tell me like what's an object in an application? I mean, let's take an example. Okay, to be specific, we'll take an example here. So can anyone tell which is, okay, an entity of a program, okay, block of codes, okay, another object is an entity, okay, maybe I was little data may be an objective, okay, that's good. Maybe I want to be more specific on this. Okay, okay, good. Maybe I was not specific. Let me paraphrase the statement a little bit more. So what does this object contains? Okay, what does an object contains? Okay, you're good, you're coming closer, just functionality, okay. Behavior, okay. Okay, any more answers? Okay, good. So yeah, I mean that's okay. I mean you're close. Data, okay, data is also an object, okay. So you have given examples of an object, but here is the thing. So let's be a little bit more specific, based on QTP. So object is something which contains properties and its values. Okay, an object is something which contains properties and values. Let's see, what's a property and values. Let's take an example here. Now I want to take this button. What is this button? Enter GM So that's an object, right? That's an object. Okay, whatever it shows in the web page is an object, and everything is an object. But here we are, trying to be more specific. Okay, we are going in detail here. So this is a button, and this is an object. Now, how do I know that's an object? Because that contains property and its value. Okay, great. Now, what's a property and what's the value? Now, if you see this, there's a, this button has a shape, right? It's a rectangular shape, and it has length. It has what height? Okay, this is not a 3D guy, so it doesn't have that breadth, but it has length and height, right? Okay, we know only two here, but there are many more properties and its values for this. Okay, now let's say that length is 2 centimeters and height is half centimeter. Okay, and what about the others? But all the three buttons sizes are same. You see this? Now you need to find a unique property and a value of this object. So the unique property is title of this button. What is the title of this button? Enter GMO online. Now all the titles are different. You see this? What is the title of this button? About the GMO on site. Okay, so what it does, the QTP is, as I told you before, QTP identifies only based on properties and values of an object. Okay, all this information is stored in this something called, it has to store something, right? Database or data or something. That's called object repository. So this is where all the information is stored. Information of what? Objects. Objects are stored in the object repository. Now, whatever QTP might do, they might, QTP might take the screenshot, and QTP might, have the values and properties inserted automatically there. Everything, it does when you're recording this. QTP automatically does that. We don't know the backend, but that's what it does. Okay, what it does, the only thing that QTP, you need to understand this, because whenever you're doing anything and whatever you're doing, it understands only, QTP understands only based on property and values of an object. Property can be anything: length, height, breadth, physical values, right? Length, height, breadth, weight. Okay, here we don't have anything, something called weight, but Here we have the different kind of thing, HTML tag, title, or let's see, you know what, we have all this here too. Let's go pretty quick and find out. I want to check out this, so let's see this. Okay, this is option is here, and okay, this is an option here. Goes. Okay, great. Here you go. So this, you know what? This is what it is. Type. What kind of type it is? It's a button. What's the name? Okay, we submit. What's the value? Enter GM online. So everything, whatever I told you, is here. You see this? This is a property of an object, and this in double quotes. You see this? That's a property of an object. Okay. So this is how QTP recognizes anything. It might be a button. It can be. Okay, so all these things are stored in something called object repository. Okay, that's why this is there. Okay. Okay, so let's go to the next one. You see this man with the hat guy. This is called object spy. He's a guy who will spy the objects, because now the next question for you will be, okay, that's good. We know object, we know property, we know values. How do I know that values of that property? I don't even know their properties. That's the reason you need that guy. That button, object spy, or you can find out right here, as I told you before. Let's go pretty quick, find it again. Okay. You can do this by knowing, okay, this is the thing, but this is really not an efficient way when you're doing testing. This is the developer point of view. This is really not testing. So this is the developer point of view. You don't want to do this, okay, because there will be no specific information on this, because you're doing testing. That is one way to find out, but that's not an efficient way. The only efficient way is to check with the man with the hat guy. So this guy will show you what are all the properties and values of that particular object. Okay, now you have this pretty big, so this is whole browser. So this is the parent object, whatever you're showing this application, right? Parent object is this browser, and these are all some child objects. Okay, whatever. Now the next is HTML, the next is these tables. Okay, you don't see these tables here, but it's there in the code. If you look at the code, there are tables here. Okay. It's not visible and by our front end eye, but it's actually there's a table. Okay, now there are tables and there is text. So these are all sub child levels. Okay, so these are a child because this only can be displayed because of the parent object. Okay, so all this, if you want to know what is this, you need to check with this guy, man with the hat guy. That's called object spy. Object spy, which lets you to know the properties and values of an object, right? So that's the thing. And if you want to use any options, like if you want to use debugging, want to stop in between and you want to see what the code is all about, you want to use, you can use this option. And let's go to here, testing toolbar. Okay, so what you want to do is record. So what are you trying to do when you record? So when you try to record, all these properties and values of an object get stored in this repository, and you don't know. That's automatic. Okay, nobody shows you that, and QTP doesn't show you. You can view this manually if you want to see. Once you record it, you can do that. You can view this. Okay, that's what it happens in the recording. Once you record it, so okay, so somebody asked a question, right? Do we have this tool? So right now at this point of time, I don't have that tool ready, but you can download this tool. I have this in share drive. Let me pretty quick show you how do you, if you want to use it. Okay, so I don't have tool right now, and I don't have this access for this tool too. You go to the, everyone have this Google Drive access, I assume. If you have this access, go ahead and click on share drive. Once you go there, you have this software. You see this 24 directory, and You click on that. And you have this automation tools. Go to QTP. I have two options here, QTP 12.1. Try for UFT 12.1 and download it, and you can use it. Okay, that's a trial version. It's not a full version, but you'll have some idea. Okay, if you want to use it. Okay, so right now at this point of time, I don't have the tool installed in the system, and it really takes a lot of resources. So okay, so that's how you can use this one. Okay, once you record it, all the script is saved somewhere. Okay, you can save the script. Okay, in wherever location, default location, or you want to specify it, you can do that too, and you can run the script. So that's the reason for running the script. Okay, now if you want to stop, this is disabled. Okay, you can. This will be enabled once you click on this record option. This gets enabled, so you can stop in between. Okay. Okay, now let's go to the next one. This is action. Let's call this as an action. So in layman's language, okay, what's an action? So we take it as, I take it as in layman's language as worksheet. What's an action? It's a worksheet. What's worksheet? That's where the code is all put. Okay, there have to be some place to put the code, right? Notepad, WordPad or MS Word or something. There has to be something to put your code, right? So that's called an action. Okay, now I'm going with the layman language. It's much more complicated than that. Okay, action is much more complicated than that. It's not just put the code, but it's more than that. It does a lot of things. Okay, but to understand at this point of time, action is something which is worksheet. You want to open a new worksheet, open a new action. Okay, and you can split an action. That means you can split a worksheet. Okay, so that's now we'll go in detail about this action in slides. Okay, okay, let's see this too. This two time bar is showing up. This is called a start transaction time and end transaction time. Okay, so it's called start transaction time and end transaction time. So what exactly it does? Okay, so what it does, let's say if you have this website and you want to see the granularity of an application. Now you're moving from one page to another page. Let's say you're moving into 3 pages, right? One page, that was one page, the second page, and this is third page, right? Now I want to see how much time did it take, how much microsecond or how much millisecond. Okay, I want to see the granularity of an application, how fast that application is moving, how slow is that, what are the objects it is picking up in, how much time, all those information you can figure it out in the start transaction time and end transaction time. Okay, so that's the reason we have this. So why do we need this? So that is used, to understand the granularity of an application. You want to be specific, let's say you want to go 3 pages, and see how much time it is taking to movement of one page to another, how much objects is capturing it, all those things. Okay, that's about start transaction time and end transaction time. You have low level recording and analog recording. So this is 2. Okay, low level recording and analog recording. Okay, and again, this is the test pane. This is keyword view. You see that this is keyword view, not an expert view. Expert view is all where the code is written. All the code will be there. Okay, so now this is what? This is objects. Now this is the item which is we call object here technically. Okay, then operation. What operation are you trying to perform on an object? Okay, as I told you, object can be anything. It can be button, it can be URL, text box, edit box, drop down box, random rolling down box, or whatever it is. So what kind of operation you're performing is shows here. Okay, so if it is a button, then you say, I'm sorry, it's a button, then you say click. This is a click, that means it's a button. Okay, now if it's a drop down box, then you say select. Okay, if it is a radio button, then you say set. Oops, sorry. Here is set. It's a radio button, so it's saying set. Set to what? Set to Mercury. Okay, that's the option for radio button. And so this is the operation you're trying to perform on this object. See, this is an object, and this is the operation what you're trying to perform on an object, and what's the value of an object. Right? Does it make sense? So this is all shows up in this. Okay, and what you want to document is it shows here. Okay, so what you're trying to document it is all these things that shows here. Okay, this is about keyword view. Does it make sense? And data table, we'll go to data table in detail. Okay. Here the way is, you see this Excel sheet. You can take it as Excel sheet, but it's not really Excel sheet. It is integrated with QTP to put the data. As somebody said, right, to put the data. Yes, you also want to put the data here. A lot of data. Okay, so you can do this using data table. And this is for screenshot for MQTT. It's an automatic screenshot. You're not taking manually here. Who is taking screenshot? QTP is taking for you to show up here. Nobody is taking screenshots here. Okay, you're not taking screenshots. QTP is taking screenshot and showing up here. So you know what? This purple color you see, that's called checkpoint. We'll talk about this checkpoint. Checkpoint is again is a screenshot with highlighted. It shows the screenshot with highlighted option which you have selected. So that's called checkpoint. Okay, any questions here? Okay, no questions. Now we'll go to the next topic quick. Okay, so you want to create a test. So let's say you want to create a test, right? So you want to run that, you want to run it. You need to run it and capture all the objects and values and properties into. So this is an object repository that's shown you. So this is an option when you click on that. You have all this. Okay, let's see if I can explain you much more in detail level. Okay, so whenever you use that object repository, right, so these are the options. Okay, so this is the parent object. As I told you, this is a browser. That's why it's a parent, and all these are sub children of this. Okay, there's a sub children and children and sub children and so on. Okay, and this here shows what kind of type it is, and what is the property it is, and what is the value for that property. Okay, that's what it shows. So this is, you can add your own object here. Okay, you can add. There's nothing wrong. You can add your own. Or if you want to add it your own, you need this object spy to use that and then find out what you want to add, and you can do that. So that's about object repository. Okay, so this is about object spy. If you want to spy, this is a pop-up window. It shows up and it shows how many, what the properties and what are the values are there for this object. Okay. Now let's go how the quick QTP recognizes an object. Okay, there are three important properties that QTP recognizes. There's like mandatory properties, SST properties, and orbital identifier. Three properties that QTP recognizes, but most usually only unique. You want to find unique property and its value to identify that. Okay, basically it's not unique property and value, it's a unique value of a property. Okay, let's say, for an example, as I told you, there's three buttons. To identify the QTP, which button did you click? If you click this button, how do QTP know that you click that button? So only thing is it captures the unique value of that property. So what is the unique value of the property? It's not you. Enter GeoMonline, because the other properties are all three buttons, size, length, height is same. Okay, it's all the same, right? There's no difference. The only way to understand what a QTP is the title. So it means to identify. You only need a few properties. The unique one is most important one. Okay. Okay, so let's go to the next one, synchronization. So why do we need the synchronization? Okay, let's say now, let's say you recorded a test. Okay, you recorded it. Its script is pretty long script, 1,000 lines of code, and you know what? It takes like 40 hours to run that script. Okay, now that's a long time. No, you don't waste 40 hours just like that. You just put it and put it. You just forget about it. Do your other work. Come back after 40 hours. That's how you do. Okay, so now it's a long script. You need to run for 40 hours. Okay. Now let's say there was the server was slow. Okay, the server was slow, and that is a hardware issue, not really software. Hardware issue, the server is really slow, and something happened, and suddenly the pop-up window shows up. Okay, the pop-up window shows up. No, I'm sorry. No. Okay, let's not talk about that one. Okay, so let's say the server is slow. Okay, the server is slow, and it takes a long time to navigate that from one page to another page, right? You see this, if you click on this, it takes some time to move from one page to another page, right? There is some server issue, and it is taking a little more time to move this page from one page to another. Now QTP don't know. How would QTP know that's a server issue? You don't know, right? And it was just like this, and it waits only for some few milliseconds. That's it. And or it might wait up to microseconds. That's it. But sometimes the page might take 10 seconds, 20 seconds. Now, if it's taking more than 2-3 seconds, the QTP thinks it's a bug and just fail the test case. Now you're running 40 hours code. That is 1,000 lines of code, and you know what? It's going on 38 hour and it's failing the test just because some issue from the server. Now that's not supposed to happen, right? Now that's wrong. That's not an issue. We know it's not an issue. It's the server that's slow and it's taking a little bit time to move from one page to another. So you need a synchronization. That means you use a code called wait. You know this one. You see this wait in bracket 10. So that means you are telling QTP to wait. Okay, now the server is slow, we know it, but QTP don't know. They want to write it down the code in that particular line saying that wait 10. So that means you wait for 10 seconds. Okay, good. Now QTP knows that you want to wait. That's the reason you need the synchronization. You know the reason to use the synchronization, right? Because server is slow and there's some other issue going on because a lot of work is going on. So but we know the page is good, it's as fast as lightning, but here since a lot of things are going on, the server has become a little slow, and that's the reason you need this synchronization. Okay, so how do you use that? Okay, you can go ahead and the menu bar, insert step synchronization point, you can use that, or just use in your code. Let's say this is one line code. Okay, just put wait 10, wait 10 after this code, that should be good. Okay. Okay, let's try to understand what is this code. Okay, here if you see this window, what is a window? Window, it can be a pop-up window, it can be dialog box. These are different names, right? Window, that is the dialog box, or pop-up window. Slides, the name of that window is slides. Okay, now what is dot win button? Dot win button means it's a Windows button. So now what is dot win button? So this is a button. Since it's a Windows, it's called win button. Okay, update order, the name of that button is called update order. Okay, so that's how you need to understand this code. This code always contains, most of the time it will contain properties and values. That's all. Always the code contains objects. Okay, the internal, so objects, it has property and value, so it always contains the property and value. So you know what you're doing. Okay, so that's the, we'll go more in detail about this code. Okay, so let's go to the next topic, checkpoints. So what's a checkpoint? So if you remember, we have seen this, this purple color in the screenshot. Let's show you pretty quick again. You see this, the purple color. Okay. If you use this, so this purple color is seeing this. That's the checkpoint. Okay, you're not doing anything. You're just putting the checkpoint there, and it's showing you in the active screen. So see, since you know this is a screenshot prepared by the QTP. Okay, and it's showing that you put this checkpoint. That's why they're showing to you. That's why it's showing the purple color. Okay, so that. So what's this checkpoint? Okay, checkpoint is kind of screenshot. Okay, screenshot and highlighting something you are highlighting. Okay, to view that. So that's called checkpoint. And to view it, you need to do it manually. I mean, you will put this checkpoint, but you're viewing, right? You need to do that manually. Okay, so there are 8 types of checkpoints. Okay, the standard checkpoint. Okay, if you don't know what checkpoint is it, you can put a standard checkpoint. Then you have image checkpoint. Let's say you have an image in this web page, right? So if you want to use this, that's called image checkpoint. Okay, then you have table checkpoint. You can, so this is table, right? So really you cannot see this table here, but let me show you the code to make you, so you'll be, let's try it more better. See this table, see if you want to use that, then this is called table checkpoint. If there is a table here, okay? Oops, okay. So table is 498 by, but you really don't see here, okay? You'll be confused, okay, where is the table? This is the table, okay? That's why this is divided in a lot of lines, okay? So you can use this table checkpoint. If you want to do more complete page checkpoint, if you want to just whole page, okay, then you can use page checkpoint. Text checkpoint, if you want to know this text is coming good or not, use text checkpoint. Then you have text area checkpoint, okay? You want to see the text area, so how much the area of the text is. That's called text area checkpoint. Then bitmap checkpoint is similar to image checkpoint, okay? And then you have this database checkpoint. If you are using database where data has need to pull out, then you can also do this database checkpoint, okay? Okay, so again, what is checkpoint is something which you want to highlight it and you to view this, okay, as a screenshot and you use this checkpoints. Okay, let's go to the next one. So this is how it shows how to use this checkpoint. You can use it in keyword view and right click it, and you can put it insert checkpoint. That's what is showing up here. Or you can go into menu bar and you can use this. Okay. So there are 2 options here. Okay, let's go to the next topic pretty quick. Parameters. So again, what is the parameters? Parameterization, now let's say you have recorded one set of data. Okay, let's go here. As we have discussed, right? Let's see here. If we have recorded a whole this page, whole page is being recorded, and once you do this, okay, now this whole data, right, is being recording. Everything got recorded. Place an order, and okay, so we have successfully completed one recording. Okay, we have completed one recording. Whole page was recorded, and all the objects, all the properties, and all the values have been stored in object repository. Okay, that's great. Now we want to replay it, right? You want to play it back. But the problem is you want to do this with 100 customers. Let's say 1,000 customers. About 1,000 customers. Now you cannot go on and go always recording, right? You don't do that. That's not an efficient way. That's not even proper way to do this. That's not even, you do it once and you want to parameterize these values. What are the values? These are the values. Okay. This is the values, right? The name, the address, city, state. Okay. So that's the reason. If you want to do 1,000 people, 10,000 people, then you want to parameterize it. You have all data ready-made available. Check with the data team, got the data, you're good. Put the data here and run the script. That's it. Simple. Okay. Now, where do you put all this? For all this kind of, this method is called parameterization. Okay, you put, you dump all the data in that Excel sheet, or not in that data table, and run the script. And make sure you are parameterized. That means you want to insert, instead of property, you want to put instead of values, you put a variable actually. Okay, let's see here. Okay, so you understand the need of parameterization, right? You play it, you record it once, play it many, but you manipulate there. Okay, so here's the thing. Okay, so if you see here, right? So this is an operation. So now I understand. Okay, so this is an object which is fly from, and the operation is select. That means a drop down box. Here it's London. So instead of London, what is London? It's a value. If you see here this column, this is a value, and that's a London. But instead of London, I will insert a variable called item or something item, and I'll make sure that it's pointing to the global sheet. Okay, so what you're trying to say is you're assigning some variable there, and you're telling, okay, go check in the data table. Now, okay, now what it says, okay, great, now I've put some values here. Okay, now I'm trying to assign the two variables. Okay, and these values are inserted here. Okay, now you run the script. Once you run the script, now this script runs 4 times. 4 times it runs automatically. Why it is called iteration? Because now first it runs for London to Paris, next it runs for Paris to London, then Denver to Paris, and Paris to Denver. 4 times it runs automatically. It's called iteration. Okay, so that's the reason of using parameterization, because you want to record once, but the data are many. There are 10,000. You cannot record 10,000 times. Okay, makes sense? You cannot record 10,000. You record only once. But rerun that same thing with the different data is called parameterization. You just put that, change the value of that parameter and assign variable, and that variable you're telling to find out on the global sheet, and QTP automatically checks that and runs for you. Okay. So now once it's done, this is shown up. It opens a report, and that report is shown up here. Okay, and the result, actually the result is shown up, and it shows how many have failed, how many have passed, and how many had warnings. Okay. Okay, so let's move to the next topic pretty quick. Okay, let's talk about these actions. Okay, so we know what is action. Layman language. Now we are taking as a worksheet. Okay, now this action is divided into 2 types. It's a regular and reusable. That means you can use non-reusable worksheet. That means it's once it's done, you want to dump it, delete it. That's fine. Reusable. That means you want to reuse it. Why do you want to reuse it? Let's say you have some formula or something which you want to reuse in your script always. Then what you want to do is you want to make it as library file, dump it to the library, and call that function whenever you want in your script. So that's the reason you need this reusable. Okay, and then action can be 2 types, locally and externally. Reusable action is 2 types, locally and externally. Locally in sense only in your system or on your laptop, and externally means all over the network. Okay. Then you have an option to add a new action for in middle of your scripts. Okay. Okay, so here is the thing, how to, if you want a new action, you can call it a menu bar, insert, and you can have a lot of option here. Okay, call a new action, copy an action, existing action, so on. Okay, if you want to make it reusable, make sure you check mark this reusable, and it will make you as a reusable action. Okay. Okay, let's go to the next topic, recovery scenarios. So what is this recovery scenarios? So let's say you're running a script. Okay, you're running a script and there was some server issue. Suddenly there was some server issue. We don't know. Something happened. There is some pop-up window shows up, and we know that's really not there in the software. Software is good, but the pop-up issue was really related to the server, some software failure from that server point of view, and that suddenly showed up this pop-up window. Now we know that's not an issue, but QTP doesn't know that's an issue. Okay, the QTP thinks, oh, that's an issue. Now open a, make the fail. Make the test as fail. Now that's really not an option, but because you're running 40 hours of code. Okay, 40 hours of work. In 39th hour it gets failed is really not good. Okay, so that's the reason you need this recovery scenario. Okay, what it does, so if you click an option, if you go ahead and click an option, you tell the QTP that if this pop-up window comes up, ignore it. Okay, ignore it and continue with the rest of the process. Don't worry about QTP. Don't worry about the pop-up window. We know it's really not an issue. So that is the reason you need these recovery scenarios. Okay, now there are 3 types: trigger event, recovery operation, post recovery option. Okay, so here you can have this recovery scenario wizard. If you see this, you have this wizard. See this, you have this pop-up window. So this is not just pop-up window. There's a lot of options. If there is an object state, there's a test run error, if application crash. So what do you want QTP to do when all these situations happen? So you are telling QTP, saying that don't worry about it. It's not serious. It's from server point of view. You need to continue with your work. Don't open an issue for this because it's not really an issue. So you are selecting these options to make sure QTP runs the code even if there is a pop-up window or any something. So that's the reason for recovery scenarios. Okay. Okay, so let's go to the next one. Okay. Now, okay, so now we are good. We have done a lot of record and playback option. We had a lot of record and playback option. Now, that is only valid when you have the static website. Now, there is something called static and dynamic website. Okay. Now, static website is something which is okay. It stays there, right there. It doesn't move. But dynamic is always moving. Okay. Sometimes this button was here. Let's take an example here. So, sometimes this button was here, and suddenly we change the option and we change the title of the button. Everything was here, and suddenly it got changed with somewhere else. Now, in that case, this recording playback is completely useless. Now you cannot use that option anymore. So what is another option you need to do without object repository? That's called descriptive programming. Okay, now here is the thing where you jump into the code. Okay, now those things, we never talk about the code and nothing. We just put that click button, playback. Okay, record playback. Here. Okay, so somebody asked it, where is dynamic use? So, okay, so let me be specific on this. So it's not like dynamic, it's a dynamic website. Okay, for example, like Flash, something that flashes on the website. Okay, so that's dynamic. Why it's dynamic? Because it's always changing. See this, it's always changing. Okay, I don't have example at this time, but okay, so maybe. I don't think this has anything. Something like which always changes, its sizes. It changes its size every time. In a new time, it has a new size. So that's called dynamic website. It's a website. Okay. So in that case, you are unable to do as the record and playback. Why? Because it's always changing. Its property changes, value changes. The object repository is completely useless. The record and playback is completely useless. In that case, you need to program yourself. You need to do it by yourself. What kind of programming you use? Again, as I told you, it's a VB scripting program. Let's go to this code pretty quick here. Okay. So here, let's take this option. So let's try to understand this code. Okay. Now, you know what? So this is a code. Okay, window, error, win button. Okay, click. So, how do you interpret this code? Okay, so there is a window called. Okay, so now we know what is window, right? It's a pop-up button. No, it's not really pop-up window. So, see here. How can we get this? This is not really code for this, but we just try to understand, okay, what's there. Okay, so let's say I want to place an order. There's a pop-up here showing, right? Please order something first. Okay. So that's called dialog box. Okay, dialog. We'll take it as a window. Okay, so that's called window. Then error. Okay, the name of the window is an error. Okay, so let's see. Okay, here we don't have name. Unfortunately, this doesn't have name. Otherwise, there will be an option called error. So that's why it's called error. Okay. Now let's see. Win button. What is win button? Again, I said that some buttons, right? All these buttons, whatever shown in the page, that's called win button. Text is okay. Okay, we have this text. So this is called win button, and this is okay. What is the title of the text? It's okay. Okay, great. So that's okay. Now then it's trying to tell you this property. What the property is text, and the value is okay. Then what's another property is width. Value is 50. Okay. Dot click. So what I'm trying to do with that? They're clicking it. Dot click. So that's how that was the explanation for that one window. That's the one-line code for that. Okay. Window of an error button. You're telling that to QTP to click. That's how you write the code. Okay. The similar way you can do for this all this button, all these values too. This is the edit box, and you might have this option for the edit box or win edit. It could be win edit or win edit box or something. And enter value. Put this value for that. You can do that code by yourself. Okay. So that's a little bit introduction of this code. And so there is an option. If it is a button, you say dot click. If it is a drop down box, you say select. Okay. And if it's a radio button, then you again use an option for select. Okay. So these are pre-filled terminologies. Okay. Dot select, dot click. Okay. That's how you can write each and every code and what you want to do with the next one, So you can, you can, so this is for one line window, okay. Now you can perform with various, not even just that, you can perform with the URL, okay. You enter this code, use this similar and enter value. So what you're trying to do here is always you're trying to enter property and values inside the box. Always this will be the property and its value. And you have to give more than one property as always, because it should be unique and it should be more than one. Okay. So that's about the descriptive programming. Any questions? So that's all about the introduction on QTP. So now QTP is really, you can use it if you have a tool, but if you want Selenium to practice, it's a similar tool to QTP. If you guys want Selenium, I would recommend Selenium. I'll send you, URL to use the Firefox, and okay, I'll be giving you the URL to download the Selenium. Okay, not really download; it's actually the plugin. Okay, I'll just show you. Okay, I'll just send you the link. Use Firefox and install that plugin. Okay, and you can do this similar thing what you used to do in QTP using Selenium, and this is good. Let's see here pretty quick. And here you go. This is an option when you get. How do you want to record it? This is all option you have. You see this run. You want to run it. You can record it. All the similar features will be here. Okay. So you can try this Selenium. That should be good. Okay, and I'll send you, link. So if you want to try it, you can try it. Okay. With Selenium, and I'll be sending you this document too. You can try it. So QTP, right? You know this QTP. The similar way, understand for the Selenium. You all have the similar features. Start and record. Script, Selenium log. Okay. Toolbar, replay toolbar. Yes, we know record and playback. So all this will be similar. Okay. Again, run a test case, we did this in QTP, stop and start, stop in middle. Okay, all this will be similar, but you're doing only a different tool. That's called Selenium. Okay. Okay, that's a very good question. Somebody asked Selenium is a VB scripting, and my answer is no. Selenium doesn't uses it doesn't use VB scripting. It uses Java. Okay, I mean the process same. I mean it's not same, similar. Record it, create. Okay, this is a development point of view. You don't want to go with the development. You just start using it, testing perspective. How can you test with the different browsers? Okay, so this is how this. Go ahead and read this, and this should be good. So my point is, if you know QTP, you know Selenium, you already know manual, you know how to open it, you know how to you open a defects, you know how to write a test case, you know all those things. Manual is good. Apart from that, you have two more skills ready. That is, you know QTP, you know Selenium, you're good. Okay, you go as an automation, go as a QTP tester, go as a Selenium tester, sharp your skills, that should be good for you. Okay. And not only this, if you're using ETL, then it's good. Keep your options open. Okay, so my point is keep your options open so that you will get the job pretty quick. You want to stick to only one thing. No, I know only QA, I will go only QA. Now that becomes hard for you. Okay, so always make sure keep your options open. Go for QA, go for ETL, go for data analyst, go for QTP tester. You know QTP, you know Selenium. Try that. Just use it. It's not no big deal. 1 hour, 2 hours. Spend some time, and that's it. So that's the reason for just giving an introduction on QTP, so that even if there is any requirement automation, you can go ahead with QTP too. Okay. So that's the end of this QTP. Any questions? Tutorial. So somebody asked, right? Any tutorial for Selenium? Selenium, I'll be giving you as that slide. Okay. Through email. Okay. Selenium, I'll be giving this. Okay. You'll be having this slide. So go ahead and check that slide. And based on slide, you can install you can just need to install your plugin in the Firefox and start testing. Simple. If you want more links or something else, let me know. So I'll be I'll be giving based on this if you're interested. So somebody asked, right? QTP slides. So I guess you guys didn't see the drive. Okay. So I hope everyone has access to this drive. So if you want to see my drive, okay, shared drive. So that's once go into the my shared drive. If you have go to the directory number 26. If you see that, go to QTP1 slide number 6. Directory number 6. You have all the slides what I actually told you. So there's nothing to share through email because you already have access to the drive. Now that's a different story if you don't have access to the drive. I hope I have given access to drive to everyone. Okay, this all information is there in the drive. You can go ahead and look into it. Okay, so you should be good. Okay, good. Okay, any more questions? Okay, if no one have any questions, can we close this class for today? Okay, thank you guys.